Another brick fan here with a gift with purchase set. This is Amelia Earhart Tribute. This is set 40450, was released in March 2021, has 203 pieces, 1 minifigure, and was a gift with purchase of over $100 at LEGO stores and on lego.com. This is a really nice tribute that it got released in Women's History Month for March. There's a nice little seal here that they tend to do for the holiday sets. And this one says Amelia Earhart in it, which I think is a nice touch. Let's go ahead and get this all built up and take a look at the model. Here is the finished display model, and as you can see, it fits very nicely on this stand and sets up as a great display. So we have the Amelia Earhart minifigure here. There's a placard right here in the middle. This placard says Amelia Earhart Aviation Pioneer. As you can see, there's some stickers here on the back. This was a Lockheed model Vega 5B that she flew. This is her tail number, NR7952, and you can see that is repeated here on the wing. So up here, there's a sticker with that. We'll show you that in just a second. Let's go the rest of the way around. Looking at the back, you see there is a 1x6 tile here with a sticker on it, and then there is a 1x2 brick up front with a sticker on it. The yellow in between there is done with plates, as you may have noticed during the build, so I think it turned out pretty well. It's a little difficult to get it lined up, but once you do, it looks pretty good. The front of the aircraft has this propeller, which is pretty nice. There is a printed piece underneath that shows kind of like the gears of, or the grills of an engine. Down there, there's a couple of these trans pieces up here, a couple of cheese slopes, and a 1x2 plate to show off the cockpit. The propeller doesn't spin freely. It is just a robot arm that's inside of a Technic pin with a stud on it. So it's in there too tight to spin freely, but it's really not designed as a play model, so that doesn't bother me too much. I thought it was interesting they use these kind of paddle pieces as the blades, and if you offset them just a little bit to give it a little more authenticity. You might notice the stand here, which I think is done really well. It's a very nice looking stand. Good shaping for the stand. It is black. It's going to pick up a lot of dust, but it does look good and it shows off the airplane quite well. The airplane itself is only connected on a hinge piece with 2 studs, so it does come off really easily. A couple of other cool features here. You see that texturing here on the print of this grill piece here. I like how they did the landing gear. So it's got these kind of pontoons here, and then there are 2 of these 2x2s with rails on each end that are clipped in to give it that stability and keep the gear. This aircraft did not have retractable landing gear. Here is her tail number there in large print up here on these stickers on the tiles on the wings here. Overall, a really good looking aircraft and a very nice color scheme. The red and yellow is really nice, and it just turned out really good. Taking a closer look at the minifigure, you'll see that she has this sticker on this tile which actually shows her route. If you look closely, you can see that black line here, which shows the route she took on her transatlantic flight. And she's wearing a, looks like kind of a bomber jacket with a white shirt and a scarf underneath it. Some plain pants in the nougat color. One of these leather style helmet pieces with the goggles that flip up and down. You can see her expression there with a good brown printing for her eyebrows. No alternate expression, but there is a little bit of texturing on the back of the bomber jacket. So a nice minifigure, and of course very appropriate for this tribute set. Overall, a really nice display model. I like the way they have this placard here on the stand. The stand is built up nicely, looks very good. I like the fact that they have a spot for the minifigure, and it kind of looks like a museum display. Perhaps this would be a wax figure of Amelia Earhart and then her plane back behind her, so it looks a lot like a museum piece. And it certainly looks good from lots of angles. And will fit in nicely with some of the others that we've gotten recently, like the car that we got earlier, the vintage car that we got earlier this year, and some of the other the gift with purchases that have been released over the years. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this gift with purchase set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to my channel to see more of my content. I've left a link to some of my other videos up here on the screen.